Okay. What is your stand? Is globalization an advantage or disadvantage for human and environment? So, globalization, is it for the good or is it for the worst? Okay. We're going to be discussing this topic. So, globalization first started in the 18th century to the 19th century. It was the broad era of trading. It was the era of businessmen. Why? Trading goods, products, and income were the major points of globalization. It helps businessmen make their businesses improve. They make their businesses grow. They become more richer, and they also give more opportunities for many people. So, what is the advantage of this globalization? So, let's start for the humans. Globalization helped us through the use of trading products, trading services, and also trading ideas. Trading ideas, but how? Trading ideas because it enlightens businessmen through the words of experience or veterans in trading. It helps them become more competitive, more intellectual in trading. So, what are also the advantage for globalization? So, the advantages are they open more opportunities, more jobs, and it also helps people become more productive. It helps them through discovering new ideas, being more creative. It helps them by improving themselves and their businesses. So, is this really a good for people? Is it just full of advantages? No disadvantages? Well, it's a no. So let's start through the disadvantages. Well, in disadvantages, not all businessmen are that humble. They are not that greedy. But some are very corrupt and will use you as a disadvantage. So this disadvantage is very reasonable. Why? Because they will use you for their own needs. For example, you are a pioneer of a small business, and then you need help from a person who is sitting on the top or a bigger business. They might use you for their own needs, and this could lead to them benefiting and you losing. So it's a disadvantage. Next, to others. So this trading, not all benefits. Why? Because some people don't get the benefit they need. They are cheated. Sometimes they are losing their money without even noticing it. It's a very big disadvantage, especially if you are just starting your own business. Next, for the environment, does it have an advantage? Na it's just balance, but more on disadvantages. So in the disadvantages, let's start for the land disadvantages. So land disadvantages. What are the problems in land because of globalization? Okay, let's start by mining. Mining is a very big issue because it destroys the ecosystems. It also destroys the land of a certain country. How? Because mining just collects certain elements such as gold, iron, copper, and different kinds of elements used for industrial works. It is an advantage for people who are working in the industry because they can carry out their plans with their materials. It is a big disadvantage for the environment because it breaks ecosystems and can lead to extinction of certain species of animals. Next, for the forest disadvantage. Deforestation has been a very big problem for the past years or decades. Why? Because trees use photosynthesis to make carbon dioxide for oxygen. Without trees, our pollution might blew up because trees are beginning to melt down, count down. They're reducing in numbers because of this deforestation. It has been a disadvantage too for specific species of animals because they don't have their habitat and they may become extinct because of these actions. Okay, for the sea, not all companies are responsible for dispensing their waste. Why? Because not all companies properly dispense their waste. Sometimes they make the ocean like a dumpster. Why? They throw out their waste in the ocean. This causes marine life destruction, destroys the marine ecosystem. It leads to extinction of specific species of animals. Plus, it can poison humans who get in the water, toxinated, poisoned because of the water and toxins that the companies have dumped. So for the air, it is a very big disadvantage. Why? Because according to research, 5.5% of the pollution rises, or the pollution rises by 5.5% every year just because of gases emitted from companies. Not all companies are eco-friendly. That's why they become the reason why globalization have this advantage. So if you are talking about advantages and disadvantages, there are more disadvantages than advantages because of globalization. It's not because of the system of globalization. It's because of the people who are involved on globalization. Why? Let's start by the advantage. Okay. For people who are saying that globalization is an advantage, not all the time it is an advantage. Sometimes it gives negative effects, it gives harm, not only for the environment but also to humans. It gives harm to the environment through destroying the ecosystems, by destroying the land, the sea, the forests, the air. It involves many types of problems. In disadvantages, yes, they have disadvantages like they harm the environment, they break down the ecosystems. But in the great side, many people become more open-minded in rising up their business, on being on top, and being more competent, and having an inspiration to move on in their life. So for me, globalization is a neutral state of systems because globalization has good sides, have bad sides, but for me it's more on neutral. Why? Because we benefit but some others don't. We get but some are destroyed. It's more on trading, like the business. We get from and they lose some. We lose some, we get from. It's like we're gambling the life of humans and earth, of beings. We are being more... We need to choose whether to protect or not. We should be more open-minded that globalization is just not a gateway for improving a country, not for improving a business, but it's also a way in destroying our environment, our nature, and everything that we have. We should protect this at all costs because this is the treasure of our motherland. This is where we started. Without nature, without everything we had from the start, we are not in our current situation. We should protect nature like how we should protect ourselves, like how we should protect our future. Because once the forest, the land, the sea, the air, it's all gone, we cannot retrieve it. We should protect it while it's still here. We should make importance of it. We should prioritize it because this type of resources is not going to last forever. if we are going to abuse it, if we are not going to take care of it. For me, we should take care of our environment while globalizing. Because if we can benefit and the environment benefits from it, it will be a win-win. It will help us to become more open-minded in the nature. We can become more business open-minded without harming anything that we have. We should become more open-minded in this type of topics because we can enrich our intellect just by seeing the bad sides and the good sides of a certain topic. We should start to become more open-minded or enlightened by seeing the beauty and the bad sides of everything. That's all. Right? Because without the environment is because oo nga, ba't nga ba?